Mill Haven. Population 1,847. A town so quiet you could hear the corn grow. That is what they said about it, anyway. Until the summer of 2019, when a 12-year-old girl named Emma Vale walked out of her front door at 7 p.m. on a Friday evening and never came back. My name is Detective Cole. And what I found in Mill Haven was not a mystery. It was a conspiracy. Emma Vale was not a troubled child. No problems at school. No family issues. She had gone to return a book to a classmate who lived 4 blocks away. The classmate never saw her. The town searched for 3 days. Every field. Every barn. Every road. Nothing. Then the search stopped. Not because they had found her, but because the sheriff, a man named Ray Coulter, announced that Emma had likely run away. That she had been unhappy at home. Case closed. The Vale family knew that was a lie. And 2 years later, they called me. Let me tell you about the people of Mill Haven. First, Sheriff Ray Coulter. 56 years old. 3rd generation Mill Haven. His grandfather built the town hall. He shut down the investigation in 72 hours. When I asked to see the original case files, he told me they had been lost in a flood. There had been no flood. Second, Pastor Glenn Marsh. The town's only church. Emma had come to him 3 weeks before she disappeared. She was scared, he said. But he would not tell me what she was scared of. He said it was a private matter between her and God. Third, Harold Fenn. Owner of Fenn Lumber, the town's largest employer. 80% of Mill Haven worked for him or depended on his business. Emma's father had recently filed a complaint against Fenn Lumber for illegally dumping chemicals near the school. The complaint had been filed the week before Emma vanished. Fourth, Donna Reyes. Emma's teacher. She told me Emma had brought something to school 2 days before she disappeared. A folder full of photographs. Emma had asked Donna to keep it safe. When I asked for the folder, Donna said she had given it back to Emma. Her eyes said something different. And fifth, Tom Vale. Emma's father. The man who called me. The man who never stopped looking. He had received a single anonymous letter 6 months after Emma vanished. 3 words. No return address. She saw everything. Here is what the evidence told me. Harold Fenn's illegal dumping operation had been running for 9 years. Toxic waste, buried in the fields north of town. Emma had discovered it by accident, photographing birds for a school project. She had documented everything. Dates. Locations. Truck routes. She had shown the photos to Pastor Marsh first. Marsh had gone straight to Fenn. Fenn had gone straight to Sheriff Coulter. And Coulter, who had been on Fenn's payroll for years, had made a phone call. Now I want you to think. Emma had the evidence. 3 adults knew she had it. She disappeared 4 days later. The investigation was shut down immediately after. What happened to Emma Vale? Pause the video. Think carefully. Not all mysteries end where you expect them to. Ready? Here is the truth. Emma was not killed. On the night she disappeared, a woman was waiting for her on the road. A woman Emma had contacted through an environmental protection hotline. A federal investigator named Carol Sims, who had been building a case against Fenn Lumber for 2 years. Carol Sims took Emma to safety. A safe house. A new identity. Temporary protection. Because the threats against the Valles had already begun. And Sims believed Emma's life was in danger. Tom Vale, Emma's father, was not told. To protect the investigation. To protect Emma. He spent 2 years not knowing if his daughter was alive. The anonymous letter, "She saw everything," was from Carol Sims. A signal that Emma was safe. A message only a father desperate enough to keep searching would understand. Harold Fenn was arrested 18 months after I reopened the case. Sheriff Coulter resigned and was later charged with obstruction. Pastor Marsh cooperated with the prosecution in exchange for a reduced sentence. The fields north of town were cleaned up over the following 2 years. And Emma Vale? She came home on a Tuesday morning in October. 14 years old. Taller than her father remembered. She walked through the front door carrying the same folder of photographs. The case that broke Millhaven open started with a 12-year-old girl and a camera. Some towns have secrets so deep they mistake them for foundations. I am Detective Cole. And this has been Murder in the Dark. If you figured out that Emma was alive, you were paying attention. Subscribe for episode 4. Next week, an art gallery, a stolen painting, and a murder that was staged to look like an accident.